everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Chris Yee.
And I'm Joey Evans.
And today we're taking a look at a very popular game that's recently been released called Toy Battle, a 2-player, 15-minute game where toys are fighting each other.
As they should.
They should.
They really should.
Did you mix your toys when you were a kid? Did you have different, or were you very clean? Like, could He-Man fight G.I. Joe?
Oh, my parents bought what was on sale. He-Man was taken to ride in Transformers or GoBots, whichever were on sale.
Got it.
Good old GoBots. No, every stuffed animal, every toy I had fought each other at some point. I played a lot of Street Fighter as a kid, and I played a lot of Street Fighter in my mind.
It's a very simple, easy game. Here's how it plays. In this game, you're going to play on one of the 8 maps that are included with the game. The maps are all different and have some small rule changes between them, but each map has at least one red and one blue base. Each player, the red and blue players, will have 24 tiles. These tiles are numbered from 1 to 7, and there are wild tiles, and there's 3 of each. At the beginning of the game, you're going to take 4 of these tiles out of the game so you don't have perfect information. The starting player will get 3 tiles, and whoever goes second gets 4. And on your turn, you have 2 options. 1, you can draw 2 more tiles, although you have a limit of 8 tiles that you can have. You can also play tiles. So I'm going to switch this around so I'm the red player over here. On my first turn, I can play any tile I want, and I have to connect it to my base. So I can play here or here. So I might play the 1 here. This is a special ability. It lets me draw 2 more tiles. That's what 1s do. The next time I play, I could play 1 here, here, or here, because I are still a connected line back to my base. If at any point you play around these stars, the board shows you how many stars put here, you get these stars. If I control all the spots around them, see this one here, I would need to control those 4 to get these 2 stars. And each side of the board has a certain number of stars you need to get to win the game. Now the other player is going to be also playing tiles. You can play a tile on top of your own or on top of someone else's if it's higher. So you can see this 7 can go on top of the 5. In fact, there's nothing higher than a 7, but you can always play a wild on that. But the problem is they can play anything on top of a wild. And so you might go back and forth. There's also special abilities. One of these kills a tile next to it. One discards a tile off your opponent's rack. And there's a little sheet here that shows you the different special abilities. And the boards themselves are special abilities. It's the Cursed Cemetery. So whenever you place in one of these spots here, you get to bring back someone from the dead. There are 2 ways to win this game. If you manage to put a tile in your opponent's base, you need to build an unbroken line to get there, you win. If you get the number of stars it shows, in this board it's 7, you win. Or if everyone has played all their pieces, and then you just compare medals, and whoever has more is the winner. So I didn't know anything about this game. I knew it was very popular. When I went in to play it, I read the rules and I was like, is that it?
Right.
Am I missing something? Because the high number beating the other number is very Stratego-esque, including that the wild beats anything, but anything beats the wild. Kind of like the spy beating the 1. Except it's all very open in this game. There's no luck. Well, I should say there's no luck other than to draw the tiles. But the draw tiles is pretty massive amounts of luck.
It's a good heap of luck, yeah.
Huge amount of luck.
I'm also really surprised, frankly, that they put 8 boards in the box. I think if they had put 4, I don't know that anyone would have complained.
I don't think so. It's definitely not a, you don't know what you're missing kind of a thing. But man, that's a lot of variety in there. Not only because each board has a little special action space, but just because the layouts do matter. The point threshold to win does matter.
I think the layouts being different is the big thing I looked at. But then the abilities of the board is like, oh, well, this one does this one. This one you have 2 HQs. That's a great thing. Wait a minute, it's not. So he can hit either one. Each of those maps, I like the fact there's 8 of them in there.
Yeah, and it's also not that hard to remember everything. So there's 8 special. There's I guess the 7 doesn't have a special ability, and
The duck does.
The duck is basically just, it's anything you want, right? So
Right.
you take those out. You have 6 special abilities. They're not hard to remember
No.
at all. And like I played this with my son, and at the first I said, "Oh, what does this do? What does this do?" After that, he got it. He knew it.
Yeah.
And then it feels more strategic once you know everything.
Right.
And it's fun that those pieces, your core 1 through 7 and the duck piece, are all the same on the different maps. I mean, that's an obvious thing to say, but depending on the map, you go, okay, well, I really want to, I'm really going to use the number 4, the airdrop, anywhere you want. I'm going to use it differently on this Halloween map because I want to resurrect some of those pieces that you knocked off my board or you discarded from my tile rack. Like, I'll just drop my 4 right over there so you have a harder time using that space yourself.
The 4 is a weird one because the 4 you can put anywhere, but you can't place next to the 4 unless it's connected back to your base.
Yeah.
Right. So you kind of leave them out there like, good luck. Yeah.
Sure, but then there's also the 2. I like the 2 because it lets you play again, and I'm sure in many people they're going to lose to the 2 because they forget it
I have
exists.
lost the 2 so many
Did this
times.
happen yesterday? Because I heard you yell really loud.
I did because I thought, I even thought, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a risk. He does not have a 2. He had a 2. And I'm like, come on, man.
Or when they have a chain of 2s, they're like, okay, they're only like halfway through the map. Bop, 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 bop. They're in your base.
That's the thing. It's so close to your base. You count, you're like, they could win like 2 turns. Let's hope they don't.
Sure, but the 2 also can only kill the 1,
Right.
which keeps it from being. I don't
Or
think
duck.
any piece is too powerful. Like you were telling me when you get the random piece pulled from your thing, you get mad no matter what piece it is.
And I realized at that point, I was like, this is so well fine-tuned, where, someone plays a 5, discard a tile from your rack, and I go, I hope it's not that one or that one. Actually, any of these would make me very upset right now.
Now, with all that being said, I don't think the game is particularly deep. There's these little strategy tips in it, and there's the maps in it. But my first reaction was, that's it. Now, you can see more into it, and you can dig more into it, but I think it's disingenuous to pretend that it's some really deep game when I think that it's going to be mostly surface level. You might disagree. You played it more.
This is my most played game this year. It reminds me very much, same designer, Paolo Mori, it reminds me of his Blitzkrieg World War II in 20 minutes and Caesar Sees Rome in 20 minutes. More on the Caesar side of things with a little area control map, but simpler, more approachable. And I think that, to your point, a little sacrifice of depth, but with a huge heaping of way easier to learn and fewer questions and some fewer implications of winning a spot or other. But I still find it to be 60-plus gameplays of depth in here.
I put either one of those above this one, but I do like it a lot, but there's some strategy. It says 15 minutes, and it is. I mean, it could be 5. You could be like, it's like, if you get a bad draw, you're like, that sucked. Do we run it back? So I think this is a lighter game. I think they hit where they were trying to hit, but I wouldn't put it in the same area as those other 2.
Well, the main reason I mention that is because you need to know what you're getting. It's called Toy Battle. I don't think anyone walking off the shelf is going to think, they might even think it's a kid's game. And I think kids can play it.
They can, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know that.
You can crush kids at it. Did you lose to Jimmy?
Shush.
Wow.
No, I've lost to my
There's no
daughter a few
randomness in this
times.
game.
But, the 4 tiles you pull out makes a difference. I'm just saying that because it is so popular, there is so much going on. I think some people will feel disappointed when they get it and they go, after all this hype, I was expecting a different game. We're telling you exactly what you're getting here.
Go for it.
No, I was going to say, it's almost disingenuous for me to say, I like Blitzkrieg and wherever better, Caesar. But this is more, it's like, I want to play something like that, but I want to give my brain a break a little bit.
So I don't think your daughter will play Blitzkrieg.
That's exactly it. This fits in a totally different area.
And it's pretty. It really looks good.
It is.
It's cute. I mean, some people don't like the kind of Nintendo 64 graphic style to it, but I think that it services the package really well because it services the product, I should say, really well because it is far more approachable. It is kind of light and, I lost in 5 minutes. That will happen at some point. Oh, cool. Shuffle them out. Let's play again. I love that feeling because you can play this so many times. And I would say maybe my first 5 games playing it, I thought, this is cute, surface level. After playing it as much as I have, I find it very compelling to come back to because of just how approachable it is, but still there's some nice depth to it. When do you pivot from trying to just run all the way into the enemy base At what point do you say, I don't know if that's viable anymore. I better switch to points. Or do I continue to earn points during my march there? If I'm so close on points, at what point do I say, I think I have an opening to actually go over there? At what point have I put enough pressure on the map that I'm ready to take a turn where I draw tiles? I love that. You have to spend a whole turn to draw 2 tiles. So do you do it now? Do you press the offensive just a little bit more and put them on the ropes and force them to be in the decision where do you draw or do they counteract what your last play? And then they draw and you're like, okay, good. Whew, breathing room, I can draw tiles. Or do I press one more time and really put them on the ropes?
And that's where I've been caught, like where it's like I have no tiles because I just keep pushing.
You're definitely pulling this out. I played so many times.
Yeah.
After your first 5,
But it's weird that I played it 5 times when this is fine. Well, I'll play it again. You know what I mean? It has that kind of effect to it.
I get that. I don't feel like it's as involved as you're saying, but again, you played it much more than I have. I'm giving it a 7. I very much enjoy it. I think it's a great little family game that I would play. It's like a potato chip to me in a sense, where I played it and I'm like, yeah, it's fun. I play it again.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's no strategy. I definitely see the different things. I just don't find it as compelling as you. I definitely don't think I'll ever play it once.
Sure.
You play it, you're like, all right, let's try it again.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it again. But that's more the speed than anything else. It's a quick, fast game. And me and my son had a blast playing it together. He would probably rate it higher than me. But for me, I was like, yeah, I enjoyed that. It's a 7. So that's where I'm at.
I'll go next. I'm coming at a 7 as well. It's a weird situation where I say I like Blitzkrieg and Caesar better than this, but I see this hitting the table more. That's a very unique situation because it's so easy. And like you said, if you lose, you're like, all right, we lost only because I had bad draw. Let's run this back again, you know?
Well, you say that. Chris would be like, strategy.
Exactly.
Strategy.
I'm like, no. But that doesn't happen with the other games. This one, when you don't just play it once, you're right. You just keep playing it over and over and over. And I've heard people say, it's like, oh, this is on BGA. I'm now playing it all the time. I'm like, oh, wow. So people love, this game hits the table a lot. And
I would not play this on Board Game Arena, though, because for me, part of the charm was the pieces and the art and all that on it.
unless it's animated. You see them drop in.
Is it animated?
No, I mean, not really.
Right. So that for me, that's not the
Right.
draw. The draw for me is the physical. This is one of the games where I would really prefer that.
Yes, yeah. The only other thing I will say there's some randomness in the drawing the right chips when you
With
need
the 4
them.
that are removed from your thing.
That sometimes
Where
really
are my
hurts
number
you.
ones?
Yeah.
No ducks.
I'm obviously coming in higher than you guys, and I emphasize a lot that I've played it a ton because I'm giving this game a 9.
Wow.
I really like this one. My biggest complaint is that the 7-piece is named Roxy and not Rexy when it's clearly a T-Rex.
Yeah, but they don't want to be. They don't want to fall into that predictability trap.
No, I kid. I actually really like that little subversive joke. But no, I think that this is a wonderful game. Like you guys have both said, it's fun and it has that potato chip, like one more play kind of feel to it. I think that's great. I love very approachable games like this. I love Blitzkrieg and Caesar, which we are soft comparing this to. And while I think I like the depth of those games more, I'm not going to deny that those games have a little bit more to them. This one is one I've felt compelled to play it so much. Love teaching it to new people. I love playing it with people who know it very well. I have handicapped, myself a little bit sometimes when I play with someone. Say, I'll start with one fewer tile, and that
Wow.
but it's neat that with just that, right? One of the
That is a
issues,
big handicap.
Yeah, it is.
yeah. Well, one of the issues with games where someone has more experience than the other is like, well, what do you do? I have one less pawn in chess or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So this one you can do that, and I don't think most people will have to, but I like teaching this to people so much that I have a perfectly fun time doing that. So yeah, love this one.
Well, there you go, folks. That is Toy Battle. Check it out. I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Chris Yee.
I'm Joy Evans.
You got a friend in us.
That's Roxy.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.